I don't know where you're going to go. There's some good games in the 4As. Oh, hey.
Hello. I'd like to go see a 4A game. I always enjoy it. I like Raffetia the other day at Gruya. I don't know, we'll see, man.
Yeah.
St. Joe, that was pretty cool. Now, we were just talking about laundry. Not Tom Laundry, but
Yeah.
laundry. Oh, yeah, you like that one?
Yeah.
I wear that gray shirt to the games that has that little glittery stuff. I
Oh,
feel
yeah.
like I'm on Glee or something.
Oh,
You know
yeah.
what I'm saying? But, I don't know, it seems to get people's attention. All right. Rio Hondo, Port Isabel, what more need be said?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's where it's at.
Yeah, and this is the game that when I first started,
Oh,
Rio
yeah.
Hondo was good, PI was good, and this was the matchup that everybody kind of looked at. And
They've had some killer games the last several years too, man.
Mhm.
This should be a very good game because you got that old boxing thing. Styles make fights, right? So you got the explosive Rio Hondo. They find a different guy every week, man. They go 50, 60 yards for touchdown. Got that big old running back number 2. Port Isabel, on the other hand, play by play. They grind it out. The kid will break a long run, Silva. No, it's a beautiful football game, man.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I think they should try to get rid of Stumble every year because he just comes back and just proves everybody wrong every year.
And he does it with a good old boy mentality, and I mean that in the best of senses, because being kind of one myself, I can say that. It almost become a pejorative now. But, I like him a lot. He's a straight shooter. You're not going to say, and he's always kind of selfie-facing, because some coaches are like, yeah, we're going to kill him, and they get beat, But he's just like, oh, we're going to try to do our best, blah, blah, we're going to do this and that. I mean, he's been down the river, man. He's ridden the rapids. He's not going to get excited that much. But he obviously has a good football team this year.
Yeah.
And so we're going to find out how good, because I think the Bobcats are good, too.
Question is, could PI play against? How would they play against a team like Argyle or a team like that? Sorry, Caleb. The other
Someone
question.
talking about Argyle?
Yeah.
Really? Well, I heard it was the South. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah.
Well, a lot of the teams upstate you're talking about run that spread, and they're fast and they're quick. And so Port Isabel, would have a hard time scoring with those teams right now because they're not exactly going to score a million points.
We thought that though when they played Brownsville Vets or
no,
Brownsville St. Joe.
St. Joe. As long as the quarterback continues to progress, and Aguilera is, and as long as the other running back, 21, Camacho, continues to pitch in, which he's doing, then you don't have to make Silva carry the ball 30 times because you want to play that kid some on defense too. Now, I think they can hang with some of those teams. I mean, if you want to tell me how would they play against the top 10 team, well, they get killed probably because that's a top 10 team.
Yeah.
But in context in our region, like a Gonzalez or someone like that, Navarro maybe, I think they have a chance to play hard against somebody. I'm still going to cry a tear over 2012. I'll remember that till the day I die, man. That team, remember we went out in the cold, throwing the ball together? Yeah, everybody was there, man.
Yeah.
Everybody and his mother were there. So the question is, how would any team anywhere play against one of the top 10 teams? It would be hard.
Yeah. But this week, Rio Hondo, PI. I mean, you're talking about
great, man.
familiarity. The two teams that like to get at it.
Boom! It was like the old Monday Night Football from helmets. Gun, 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 gun.
Yeah.
No, it's going to be
Yeah,
great.
really.
Yeah.
And does Silva get off on this game though? Does he go crazy, or do they use him as a decoy and go over the top?
Man, are they going to throw a little bit?
Yeah.
They could.
Yeah.
Because Cesar is coming around each week, man. But Bush is a good player for Rio Hondo. Hey, here's the thing. PI has to grind it out. They have to keep the ball. Because if they get into a track meet with Rio Hondo, I don't think they can win.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and we thought that was St. Joe, and they did. They turned it into
33-27, I think was the final. I think it'd be something around that score this time. Yeah, that's what it sounds like to me. La Feria Zapata is 1-4.
It used to be kind of
Right.
more
Trap door, man.
Yeah.
All right, because those two teams have a long history. They played a ton. I still think La Feria can win the district, obviously. But to start out, you need to just play a solid game and keep the ball and make some plays and get Brandon Pettis the ball because Zapata still is one of those teams that is always giving them trouble.
Yeah.
Last year, they won by the skin of the teeth.
Yeah, it's in the middle of nowhere too. So by the time you leave, you get there.
You ought to go up the morning before and do a little deer hunting, although it's not yet time. But I mean, they got the big old deer up there. All right, Gruy is off. They lost the road, but I think they made a good effort. It wasn't a slaughter. And so when they get back in the district, I feel like they have a chance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And look, they've had a tough district.
Yeah, they have a tough
They're
schedule. Oh, absolutely.
Miami, Hidalgo, you look at their schedule, just gruesome.
Golly, Hidalgo, man, they have given up a ton of points the last 3 games, but they played very good teams. Now, unfortunately, okay, I was looking at the schedule, I say, hey, when they play Kingsville, Kingsville's not that good. Kingsville turned around and beat somebody 42-21 at Rancis Pass. You know what their name is?
What's that?
The Golden Panthers.
Really?
Yeah, now you know.
Well,
I mean, who cares? But I mean,
they're not unicorns, so.
no, I love the old mascots. I had a guy named Joe McDaniel I used to work with up in Fort Worth, and that dude knew a lot of the mascots. We used to try to stump each other. Itasca, Gunter, right? And we tried to,
Yeah.
it was fun, man. He had a collection of hats for almost every high school team in the state. Insane. Of course, they're all ugly, big old hats that
Yeah.
were kind of foamy. But that's all we had back in the day.
They have a little rope in the front.
We thought they were AJD.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right, yeah. We thought those were cool. All right. So Hidalgo is at Kingsville, and Marco Bea continues to catch touchdown passes. They need to run the ball better.
Mm-hmm.
And Kingsville, by no means, can be considered as having a defense like the 1985 Bears. So not even the Bruni Badgers of 1980.
Oh.
Yeah, you like them? Wait, no, Bruni. Yeah,
Bruni Badgers.
yeah. All right, Progresso at Orange Grove. Progresso
Progresso.
got the win. That's 59 points. Is I'm trying to remember if they've ever scored more. I think once they got in the 60s. So that's a great night for them.
Yeah. Hey, shout out to the kids from Santa Maria that were contacting me to put the stuff on the website. Sorry it took so long, but
cool.
yeah, look, you got video and stuff like that too. We'd love to see it.
Yeah, let's see it, man.
It's
They
hard
both
for
have
us to
to
get
play.
out there,
And one of those kids that played for Santa Maria 2 or 3 years ago was playing college ball. Or as of last year, he was on a roster of one of those teams.
Wow.
Yeah, absolutely. So, I mean, hey, they're a team, and they're in the Valley, and they're our partners. So, yeah, we want all the material we can get. They're going to come back from that game. They'd start in district this week. We're going to get there. But Progresso, that was their moment, man.
Yeah.
They took advantage of an opportunity. They had the advantage in size and speed, and they put it on somebody. You know what? When you're a long-suffering Progresso with a hyphen, that's a great thing.
Yeah.
Good for them, man. You know what? Maybe they can keep it going. Kingsville has been one of the better teams in the district the last 3 or 4 years, but I don't see them being that great this year. So let's see how Hidalgo can play. What about Progresso?
Yeah,
Wait a minute, what am I doing? I'm mixing everything.
Progresso to
I
Orange.
always did that. When I first started, I got Hidalgo and Progresso mixed up so many times, and everybody hated me for it. Hidalgo plays at Kingsville, and Progresso plays
Yeah.
West Oso's not bad.
Yeah.
This is the best team they've had in years, man. I mean, they're not great, but I mean, they're like 3-2. They're decent. So I still don't think that. Are we going to have people from West Oso? If I insult them, are they going to write me?
No, they were a very good basketball team.
Oh, man. God, they
Incredible, by the way.
Jerry Davis. If you're from West Oso and you don't remember Jerry Davis, look back in the history books, man. He scored like 1,200 points one year. They beat Rio Grande City 112-57 in the playoffs.
Wow.
Jerry Davis had like 58 points.
Yeah.
They called him Dr. J. Yeah, he was 6'4". He dunked with either hand. He was sick. He was amazing. All right. But he's not playing it this year. In fact, he's probably like 7 years old. All right. But West Oso now, that good team plays at Raymondville, and Progresso plays Orange Grove. I'm just messing this whole thing up. Okay. Do we start over or we just run with it?
No, let's just run with it. We're live.
Damn, man.
It's okay, we make mistakes.
Man, do we? I feel like Edinburgh High
It's
with
okay.
4 turnovers in the first quarter.
Wrong play call.
All right. Hidalgo plays Kingsville. Kingsville's 2-3. Hidalgo's 1-5. Progresso 1-3 against Orange Grove, which is 3-2, but it's not as good as it used to be. It's still a tough uphill struggle for Progresso. All right. West Oso 3-2 at Raymondville 1-4. Raymondville popped on Kingsville. They got a week off, and now they're going to play West Oso. This is for real. It's the district. So, who's going to win one of those games?
Hidalgo's gonna have a hard time. They just, it's not their year right now. They're talking about rebuilding. It's only his second year there,
Right,
really, year and a half, really.
Yeah.
So, that's a tough one.
Progresso?
Progresso, tough one. That's
It
a
is.
tough one. Orange Grove's tough.
Yeah.
Every year tough.
It's Raymondville.
Yeah. Raymondville has the best
Bearcats
chance.
have some weapons. They scored 43 points 2 weeks ago. Maybe they can keep it going. Because West Oso is one of those new winning teams. How do they know, man? They've been horrible for 10 years.
Yeah.
So, I mean, maybe they'll be a paper tiger and float away in the wind. I'd like to see that. All right, now, the 3A teams, this is interesting because Monte Alto has the toughest district among the two. Lifer and Santa Rosa, the Lifer's the only team with a winning record in that district.
Yeah.
Whereas, look, these teams in Monte Alto district, Banchetti's 5-0. Right?
Yeah.
Skidmore Timon, about 4-1. Odom 4-1. That's a tough muster. Do you know that there are 2 coaches? This is great. History moment. 2 coaches from the distant past who coached in the Valley, but also coached at Banquetti. If you're from Lyford, you remember a guy named Corky Crane, 1951 Bulldogs that led them all the way to the second round of the playoffs, which was the quarterfinals at that point. Great football team, right? He coached at Banquetti. And here's another guy going even further back. Milton Saxon, S-A-X-O-N, Saxon. He played for the McAllen Bulldogs in the mid-40s, during World War II. And then he went on to play at A&I in the late 40s. He was a quarterback and was a hell of a player. He coached at Banquetti too. Now, what that gains you in life as you move forward, I cannot say, but I ran across that information. I'm like, I got to tell everybody in Raleigh, because you know me. You know, I don't care about 2016 as much as 1916. Anyway, so Monte Alto against London. Remember how London was really good a couple years ago?
Yeah.
They're 2-3.
Yeah.
Not that good.
If you blink, you'll miss the town when you're driving to Corpus. But interesting game. I like the Monte Alto's chances.
I'm just surprised at Banquete, man, because they haven't been 5-0 in a long time, man. I mean, they had a couple of great teams, and late 90s, 97 to 01, I think they won 42 games. But they've never been accused of being a football powerhouse.
Yeah.
So they're 5-0. They beat Bishop. They're the team that beat Bishop. They also beat every team they play with a B. They beat. So the fact is, who they play this week? Hebronville.
Yeah.
They're not terrible. Hebronville's 3-2. That's a tough district. The record overall is 22-9. So you got Monte Alto at 2-2. They had an off week. I think they can take out London. I'm just going to go ahead and say it. They're going to beat London, and sorry, it's going to happen. Now, what about the other league? Is look 12 and 16. Lyford's the only team with a winning record.
Yeah.
Who are the teams in this district? Lyford, Santa Rosa, St. Gertrudis, Falfurrias, San Diego, Bishop. Bishop's the best team in that district right now. Lyford is probably second. San Diego, who has been great the last couple of years, only 1-4. They're not that good. So here's what we start with: Lyford at Fal. Falfurrias. There's no reason to believe that Lyford won't go up there and kick their butt. All right, unless you play a poor game. And with that defense lately, they're not giving up a lot of points. It's not the old video game business. They're a decent offense, but they're stopping people. Yeah, I think their average yield is under 200.
Yeah.
They ain't too shabby. All right, so who else do we got? Santa Rosa 2-3 at San Diego 1-4. It's still a dangerous team because they've been successful in the past, but I just don't see it for the Vaqueros this year.
Yeah.
I think
it's a tough road for them.
I think Santa Rosa has a chance to make the playoffs, and I feel like Lyford has a chance to win district. We'll see what they can do with Bishop. Now, who does Bishop play? Oh, St. Gertrudis, who had a tie, but they counted it as a tie, but the game was postponed, so it's really a nothing. Right? They ain't that good. So, as far as I'm concerned, Monte Alto got a tough draw in their district because they got way better talent. But you know what? If I'm Lyford, Santa Rosa, man, I take the ball.
Very happy.
Absolutely, man. All right, we talked about Santa Maria. Three Rivers and Freer play each other. They're both 4-2. Okay, so what that means is in that district, you got both of them teams are 4-2. Ben Bolt is 3-3.
Yeah, Ben Bolt usually one of the top teams.
Absolutely, and here's the reason why they're still the top team. Okay, don't let the record fool you. A 1-point loss, a 2-point loss, a 4-point loss. Okay, so they could be 6-0 and they've played a tough schedule. Ben Bolt is the class of that league. The winner of Three Rivers and Freer probably going to take a step forward. Santa Maria's off. La Villa is at that Ben Bolt team. So they better be ready. But they played way better last week. They lost by 7. Okay, that's not 69-0. That 69-7. They're playing better. What is it going to take to get La Villa into the win column? I don't know if it happens against Ben Bolt.
I don't think it does because Ben Bolt and La Villa used to have that rivalry.
Oh man, there were some knockdown dragouts with talent, some big kids for a Class A. I would love to see it, but I'm just not going to hold my breath. Now La Villa's got to play well again. Then they got to get a win they can take. They can beat Santa Maria. Three Rivers and Freer. I mean, look, Freer hadn't been good forever since Tommy Roberts was down there in the Acker brothers in the 70s, man. So, but they're decent 4-2. I don't know. All right, MMA has not won a game. They're playing St. Anthony. Let's end it by talking about St. Joe a little bit. St. Joe is 5-1. Antonian is 6-0. St. Anthony's is 4-1. They have the best team they've had in many years. They've never been that much, but this year, for some reason, they're playing good football. Okay, but don't sleep on Central Catholic. Only 2-4. But that's a team with a lot of tradition, man. Paul Canacci, my buddy, lives in London now. He'll tell you all about the buttons, man. The buttons, Don't count them out. It may come down to November 4th, because that's when St. Joseph, the Bloodhounds, play Antonian. But I would not look past either one of those other two teams. For a 4-team TAPS district, all 4 of them are good. Now, Kai Money is back up to speed. I understand he had a few injury problems the last couple of weeks.
He looked good last week.
He counted for 6 touchdowns, right? Bernie DLG, I gotta say, had 3 touchdowns. Mario ran for a couple. I think what it's going to come down to is this: do the Bloodhounds, can they stand in there and throw blows with some of these other teams? Because Antonian's going to have size. Are they going to be able to stand in there and throw blows in the trenches, and not all the fancy stuff, because they're going to have some of that, but can they get down and dirty, and can they win the physical battle?
Yeah, trenches.
In the trenches, yes. Anything else we need to talk about right now? Did I forget somebody? I think we got everybody. Man, boy, did I screw up them 4A's. Good Lord. I'm usually not that poor, but I have to say, hey, every now and then, the vez en cuando I screw things up.
If you have video on your team,
anybody,
if you have picture anything, we have a thing called submit. You can submit an article, submit news, anything. Submit it to us because we'd like to get that kind of stuff.
Yeah, and see, here's the thing: the more we learn about kids on teams that are not highly publicized, then the more your kid has a chance of making our All Valley teams. All right, so we want to know because we don't say the kid's name and make the parents happy, man. We want, and of course, we're also trying to garner viewership and sponsorships. But the bottom line is, if there's a kid in Santa Maria that's got 312 tackles, I want to know about him. I want to trumpet him to the high heavens, man. So submit.
Yeah, give us your videos too because we want to see them. And also, if you got cheerleading and all that other stuff too.
Yeah, pictures and everything, man. I mean, look, let's publicize the game. One of the things we try and do is make it special. And so, with your help, man, you can't lose. I feel like it's a telethon. Now, dial 1-800, blah, 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 and send money to the Jerry Lewis telethon. Right? Okay?
Yeah, we need hair.
Yeah, we're having a wig telethon, man.
Yeah, but if you have any questions next week, get them ready. We'll be back.
Yeah, it's pretty cool, man. Maybe that's what screwed me up. I'm busy thinking, trying to look on here.
Yeah.
See, I'm not a multitasker. And so I'm going to have to learn that because this is the 20th century. Or is it the 21st? I told you I'm behind. Greg Selder, Jake Berry. We've had enough for one night, so go to the ball games and let's move, man.
Oh, we're done.
We're done.